Senior living plans. Have you thought about where you will be living in your 70s and your 80s? That's a pretty important question. Today, I'm going to share with you 4 plans for senior living that I think eventually all seniors will fall into. If you approach it the right way, I think these can be really good plans. So I'm going to share some real life examples and some tips to make each one of these plans a little bit more successful for you. As you listen, think about which one best fits you. And if you're already in your 70s and 80s, what plan did you go with and why? And how is that working? And any suggestions you may have about your plan. Let's get started. Okay, plan A is 4 plans, A, B, C, and D. Plan A is the most common, and that is just simply to age in place. Age in place, stay in your home. You don't need a plan for that, right? That could be a good plan. It really can. You may have good neighbors. You love your community. If that's true and your house is pretty livable, why not just stay right there in place? Majority of people in their 70s own their home, so that could be a very good plan for you. I'm going to offer 4 different ways to make a smarter move aging in place. The first is look at your neighborhood. Is your neighborhood declining? Is it getting worse? If you've been in your home 20, 30, 40 years, your neighborhood is pretty older. It's an older neighborhood. And I know neighborhoods sometimes don't get better, they get worse. People don't keep up their property, and the neighborhood starts changing, a little bit of crime. And I know several people that were really worried about their parents staying and aging in place, and the area went bad with more crime and that sort of thing. And they were just really honestly worried about them. They wanted to get them out of there. And the parents were very slow doing that. I think in every case they finally moved. But, if your neighborhood's already going down, you may think about moving. So the second thing is condition of your home. Has it been kept up? Is there a lot of maintenance to be done? And how suitable will this property be for you as you age? So size up your home and see if it's something that you can improve and spend some money improving if you like your house, if it's a good community and you want to stay there. You probably would benefit by doing some home improvements to accommodate your aging process. Sometimes you have 2-story house like we did. We had a 2-story house and it didn't work out too good because we wanted a 1-level house. Stairs can be very dangerous and can be very tiresome. And we lived in a nice house, 4-bedroom, 3.5 baths. All the bedrooms were upstairs. And my wife one day had a mini stroke and could not take stairs. From that day on, I said, that was a wake-up call. We're going to be moving. So if your home is not very conducive to aging, you may want to move. Another tip, if you age in place, search out your neighborhood senior center. Also, the government, every county usually has an aging services. Check out their website. There's a lot of valuable resources for you if you're aging in place. Plan B, move closer to children. We've had a front row view of that. We live in a retirement community, a 55 plus community. Over half the people have moved here to be close to their adult children and grandkids. And it works out really well. I've had a front row seat to this. But you know what I've noticed? I've noticed a lot of the people who moved here to be closer to their grandkids, people that moved here when they were 70 and now they're 80 or 82 or 84 or 85. And along the way, they start having some medical problems and maybe like a hip replacement. Our friend just had a hip replacement. Well, his son came over and spent a few days with him and helped him get in and out of the car. We've had a lot of other cases too where the children would step up and help. The smart way to do it is move sooner rather than later. So you have enough energy to enjoy your grandkids. So many people have told me this. They moved here to be close to their grandkids, right? They didn't know anything about a 55 plus community. Their adult kids is the one who suggested a community like this. And they moved here and they were having the time of their lives. They really enjoy the activities, they enjoy the people, and guess what? You have immediate friends. Okay, my next tip is move closer to siblings. Have you noticed yourself getting closer to your brother or sister that is still living? You know, we all go our separate ways and we live in different areas and different locations. And sometimes we almost kind of lose touch for some amount of time. But I've noticed many people start having, at this age, in their 70s, start having kind of like a reunion with their brothers and sisters. And they start talking to them on the phone more. But even more so, I've noticed several people who moved to be closer to their sibling. One of my brothers, I just told you, moved. My one brother, both are single after being married. They're now single. And one moved to be closer to his daughter. The other brother moved to be close to the brother. So now they share an apartment. So they share the cooking and the grocery shopping and the laundry and their phone bill and utilities and everything else. That works out pretty good for them. You don't have to share the same house like my brothers do. Getting closer to your siblings, and it makes it a lot easier to help each other out. That brings us to the final plan, Plan D. Move to a retirement community. We moved to a 55 plus active adult community 10 years ago. We've had the time of our life. It's absolutely wonderful. Highly recommended. We love it here. We have all kind of activities, all kind of acquaintances that we can do things with, and some friends also. So I would highly recommend it. We moved here when we were 67. I'm now 77. I love it every minute of it. That's a plan to consider. We're glad we made our decision to do this. Now, can we live here forever? Well, we possibly can. You can age in place in a retirement community. Our neighbor on one side did that. She unfortunately got Lewy body dementia, which is an awful thing. And her daughter came here, I think, from California and spent several months with her. And they got home health care in home. So she, lived right to the end right here in our community. And you could do the same thing. Our plan is to move to a CCRC. That's a continuing care retirement community. And what it is you got separate independent living, like it could be a villa. I've seen villas, like a house. And one of my neighbors moved to one of these, and the house there was just as nice as our house here. It was just as nice. So you can live own your own home, or live in the main building in a senior apartment, independent apartment. And then if you need it, sooner or later, you can have assisted living without even moving. It's right there on the premises. And of course, they've got special care too, like memory care and things like that, palliative care. If you can afford a continuing care retirement community, it does cost money. They are very nice at that stage. When I would say most people move into one of these mid to late 80s. I think assisted living, they say most people are moving to assisted living when they're about 87. And every year that age gets older and older, later and later. People are living longer without needing assisted living, is what I understand. We're counting on this. We're counting on taking stock in our early 80s. This is a smarter way to do it. Don't wait too long. I don't want to wait too long to move into a CCRC. And I'll tell you the reason why. You don't want to wait till you're sick to move in one of these places. You want to enjoy meeting people and participating in the activities and wellness programs and that sort of thing. They have rehab programs and everything else there as well. But do it early before you need to. I don't know what age that will be. Will it be 85? I mean, that's just a number. 85, 84, 85, 86. I'm thinking. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm thinking that's about the age. You could wait later, but you don't want to wait too late. They may not even take you if you wait too late. So those are 4 smart senior living plans. Each one could be a positive choice. It all depends on your family, your finances, and what's best suitable for you and your lifestyle. The most important thing is not to wait too late until you're forced to do something, because planning ahead can give you more options. more control, and a smoother transition. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these plans is the best option for you? And if you've already chosen one of these options, how is that working for you? And what suggestions do you have for others? Your experience could give somebody else the idea that could make their own life better. Please make sure to comment, and I appreciate your watching.